It all started a week ago. I was looking through the free section of PS Plus because I'm a broke ass college student. And eventually I kept scrolling and scrolling and nothing really interested me. And then I stumbled across this game called Kingdom Come Deliverance. And little did I know the frustratingly amazing road this game was about to take me on. If you would have actually asked me what I thought of this game in the first 3 hours, I would have said this game was ass. I was getting so frustrated with the mechanics. It felt like I had like violent nin just coming from my body. Every time I fought, I would lose. I started to think, you know what? Maybe I'm just a side character. Just maybe I'm a plot device for this drunken man's character development. Every fight I engaged in, I lost. It even made me think even further. Am I even a side character or I'm a background character? But eventually I ended up quitting. Then a day later, I came back. You know what? I started to recognize this game for what it is. At first, I was looking at this game with the intelligence of a spore creature in its cell stage. And just like in Spore, your brain grows just a little bit bigger. And I realized this game values hyper-realism. It doesn't value my casual beta male preferences in the RPG, where I just spawn in with powers and I'm able to take down multiple enemies. No, this is a game for alpha males who can step on a Lego while showing no emotion. This is a game for people who gets all the groceries out of the car in one trip. This is not a game for people who thought Elden Ring should have won Game of the Year. It should have been Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight. But anyways, there's a pretty difficult skill curve you have to master. Henry, the main character, is a youth that doesn't know shit besides blacksmithing and throwing shit at people's houses. You have to level him up so he can get that knowledge of different skills. I think this is where a lot of people like me quit the game. They fail to realize that this game is for a well-niched audience. Even when you are in the loading screen, it will say such things like reading was a rare skill in the Middle Ages and a common blacksmith's son wouldn't have been literate. But I want to go into the story and be as spoiler free as possible. As we know, the main character, Henry, is the son of a blacksmith, and he is an absolute savage and don't take shit from no one.
I must have misheard you. It sounded like you just told me to clear off. But you wouldn't be stupid enough to think you can steal, not pay your debts, and then try to scare me, would you?
That's if you choose the decision I did throughout the game, though. You know, I am a type of guy to give another person a sense of hope.
You can go. And don't ever come back.
All right. Thank you.
But only lie to him and chase him down and end his suffering. But onwards, back to the story. In the story, it starts off slow pace. It starts off with you talking to people, even introducing you to certain things in the game, like hunting. I can immediately tell this game was made with highly passionate individuals. You can feel the immersion literally everywhere you go. But next, we have to talk about the music, man. We have to. It's really good music to hear when you're role playing being drunk. One of those days, I was a very confused lad, so I went to go talk to one of my best friends. Let's just call him Mike. So I said, so yeah, my wife is talking about she's pregnant, right? But I am very confused because I got a vasectomy. Do you think she's cheating by any chance? But nevertheless, this music, it makes you joyous. It's a breath of fresh air. It clears your mind of all the BS antics that's been going on in the world. So I just like to sit sometimes and just not even do nothing and listen to it. But that brings us back to the story. I'm sorry, guys. My ADHD is running rampant right now. There's also some pretty sizable battles in the story where you lay siege to castles or just attacking bandit encampments. I just wish there was more of things like that, because just like in every other RPG, the shits get really boring constantly talking to people and doing investigations. Besides that point, you even go on stealth missions, which I think is criminally underrated in this game. More so the fact that this game is quite tough. So when you do pull off something like that, I felt hella rewarded. This next part is about the small details that make this game so elegant. And I'ma say it. Okay. The most immersive RPG of all time. The most immersive RPG of all time. There you go, I said it. I am sorry, Witcher 3 and Assassin's Creed fanboys. Please, don't, no. But anyways, back to the subject at hand. NPCs also have pretty interesting conversations. If you try to talk to them, they will make a comment on the way you look.
Good God, what happened to your clothes? If you were robbed, you should report it.
But that just gives you incentive to clean yourself. Just like in the real world, if you see somebody dirty as hell, you already got an impression on them. Believe it or not, but in this game, I think people have a WhatsApp or some shit, or a camera or whatever. I once killed someone and hid the body very well. Nobody's seen it at all, mind you. and all of a sudden the guards automatically thought it was me. Or maybe they just have some strong observation hockey, but that's besides the point. Even when I was going hunting, shooting a rabbit with an arrow was some of the toughest things ever in this game, more so because of the fact that my archery skill was low. But anyways, just like in any other RPG, depending on what dialogue you choose will determine your outcome. But this game is more so different in that fact, and which makes me love it. You can use intimidation to get your way. You can choose speech to get your way, which is practically manipulation. And you can also choose charisma to get your way. But you have to be a pretty well-dressed lad to do that shit. Look at this and look at that. You see it? Dirty, less dirty. And it's aspects like this, these small details, which makes this game so elegant. You also have a reputation for every place you are in. If you decided to become evil like Dio and started doing heinous things for literally no reason at all, basically out of the spite of pure boredom, you will have a low reputation in that area. People will be more hostile towards you and sometimes try to fight you for that reason. I once beat this guy up and I decided to let him go. A few days later, he came back. I assumed he went through a whole training arc to become strong enough to knock me out, but it didn't work. So there is a tournament, and you can also bet on the tournament with other people. But one small detail that stands out and completely caught me off guard is when you are fighting this one particular person named Black Peter. And I came to find out he is even despised in the Kingdom Come Deliverance fan base. I mean, there's even a Reddit named after him called F Black Peter. And I can understand why. Because if you beat him, he will try to ambush you. But my playthrough was even worse because when he tried to do this, I was with a girl. So I showed this cock blocker no mercy. I sent him to the Shadow Realm. But little things like this make the game more immersive. Something so small can go a long way. When you are being sneaky, it's more important to wear black clothes when you're sneaking up on people because it's harder to see. And lighter clothes in general make less noise. With heavy armor, the enemy could very well hear your armor just clanking on the ground and you won't be able to sneak up on them, which is evident by the noise stats. And I realized this black clothes was very good in terms of low visibility by this clip. I was the one who knocked the man out in the corner, but he does not realize this, and I'm the only man in the room. It makes you disappear just as good as a deadbeat dad with responsibilities. But sneaking isn't that easy. Like I said earlier, it is a learning curve. You really have to be really tactical once you steal an item. For instance, if you stole something in a town, no merchant in that town would want to buy that item from you. Or you can find somebody that specializes in the black market. This game isn't just a game for some people. It's more so an actual escape. One person once told me, if you like something, you should probably enjoy it. I don't know who said that, Machiavelli or some shit. There is various skills that allow you to go down different route. Adopt a job through herbalism, where you pick flowers and sell them for a quick buck. Or you can specialize in alchemy and make a potion that spreads like a plague, which eventually wipes out the whole village, and you get the brandish nickname Horseman of the Apocalypse. Nah, I'm just playing. It sounds cool though, right? But anyways, let me get deeper into the combat. It's really unique. They have various combos that you can learn as well, but the most useful thing to learn is how to do master strikes. Master strikes. It's a blessing in disguise, and I was sometimes able to win battles against multiple opponents, but it was very rare, which I like about this game. Just in real life, chances are real low facing 2 or more opponents. You're not James Bond as much as you think you is. You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. But one thing I actually hate is the lock-on system. It is so sticky sometimes. That is really my only problem with this game. The rest is all pros. Some people have issues with the save problem because you have to buy these things called savior snaps in order to save your game. But me being an overly cautious gamer, I am constantly saving. But I can see how it can be an issue for some people though. But in all honesty, to sum it up, for a studio's first game and the fact that it is a Kickstarter game, it is amazing. The graphics aren't the best, but it is bearable. You can tell they had limited budget, but they did very good with how much they had. But yeah, this was my little ramble about this game. There will be more content like this. Feel free to subscribe. No peer pressure or anything.